Oh yeah. Yep.
Whoa. The impact.
Oh.
Charred fire still.
Oh.
It's still glowing. Look how it crushed the nose cone. Still trying to burn.
Okay, here we go. When did the charge go off? Did it go off?
Fell off. Tied on. Wow.
There's a piece of string hanging off.
It's gonna be hot.
Look at
Looks
that.
like this might have bent. Whoa. I
Don't
know
touch
where the
it.
nose cone went. It's a little warm at night. Oh, there it is. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I launched 2 rockets. One was named Alpha B, and the other one Beta C. I tried to make them as light and as aerodynamic as possible. I was going for height and speed. So I made each of them out of 1 sheet of paper and just wrapped that in tape. 1 or 2 layers in some parts. Then I used a note card on each of them for the nose cone. Cardboard fins on this one. I had that laying around. And then cardstock for the other. I used a toothpick truss right below the engine, which wasn't that smart. It kind of caught on fire, as you saw in the video. And then on this, well, on both of them I did a wadding payload. That was just to see how far it would go. Which in the Beta C it ended up getting lost, but Alpha B it traveled like maybe 300 feet away from the... I had to run for a while. So Alpha B used a B6-4 engine for the B part. 4 is the time between the delay. I don't know what the 6 is, but they're both the same dimensions, 18 by 70 millimeters. Burn time of 0.9 seconds. Total impulse of 4.3 newton seconds, which doesn't really, I don't know what that affects, or don't really know what that is. 8.8 newton seconds on there. Max thrust of 12.1 newtons on Alpha B, and max thrust of 14.1 newtons on Beta C. I know what newtons are. Total mass of 19.1 grams and total mass of 24 grams on Beta C. And propellant mass 5.6 grams and propellant mass of 10.8. So, pretty much double for the C motor, but roughly the same thrust. Okay, I'm going to go over the wins for both the rockets now. So, like what they did good. So, Alpha B, it went really high, and it was pretty stable. The bad thing about it, I'm doing wins and flaws, is the truss burnt off. And it was on fire, which is bad in dry field. So pretty aerodynamic, big control surfaces. Well, not control surfaces, aerodynamic surfaces. It pretty much falls under stable though. So, Beta C, it looked cool. And, okay, we have a lot of flaws for this. Nose cone flew off. Ejection charge didn't go off. My dog got into the motor storage area and started eating them. Yeah, it's not that healthy. And it flipped everywhere. Rapidly disassembled itself. And it needs bigger aerodynamic surfaces. And that's pretty much it for wins and flaws. Next I'm going to talk about my plans for each of them in the future, and then I'm going to run a quick simulation on one or two of my games. Okay. Plans. So, AlphaB, they're one-time use rockets. These two are. But I want to continue them. Maybe I'll name like Alpha and then a version number. But I want to make it look better, like a better design. And for Beta C, we need bigger and lower fins. And we also need a nose cone that actually stays on. I want to make homemade engines, but I need a few things like a blender, stump remover, and a scale, and PVC pipe. And I kind of want to get to bigger rockets, but first I'm going to have to be comfortable with building smaller ones that actually work. So, let's move on to the simulations. Hey guys, so this is what's left of AlphaB. It hit the ground going straight down pretty fast. There's a lot of burning right here. Melted clean through the toothpicks. You can just see them sticking out there. Motor got pushed back into the paper tube. That's surprising, because I wrapped it pretty tight. I'm trying to push it through now, but I can't. So nose cone, if you notice, is longer than the Delta. No, not Delta. Beta C. I think I'm going to name one of my upcoming rockets that. So here's the nose cone from the Alpha B. It's the longer one, and Beta C. This one was way too short, and it was barely able to go over the top. So that fell off during flight, and because this has a higher thrust average, it got pushed on harder, so higher G-forces, and there. So this one was pretty much a fail. This was a pretty good success. Okay. Hello everybody, this is Alpha B. It is the first rocket I'm going to be simulating in Kerbal Space Program. It has a very high thrust weight ratio, around something that a model rocket would have, and it burns for 1 second, which is very close to 0.9 seconds. It may actually be right on, just probably surrounding. 195 meters per second of a Delta V. Sounds about maybe a bit too high, but anyway, here we go. So ignition, and then we have parachute ejection charge that came off, and then in the real thing it just dove straight down. Let's see if we can get it to do that. I turned the control surfaces off on this, because that would be cheating. And I should probably turn the gimbal off, but it's pointless. So it's diving straight back down. And that would have burnt clean off. Looks like the launchpad crew is going to have fun rebuilding it, if it hit anything. Okay. It didn't crumple, but okay, so here's Beta C, has the 3 streamlined fins, and the ejection charge didn't go off on this one, but the nose cone blew off right after it took off, I think. So and I added a bit more fuel because it's a C motor and it will burn for 2 seconds pretty much. Tiny bit higher thrust average, but I think it'll be okay. So 3, 2, 1. Nose cone blow off. Flips around. It would have been more violent than that, but okay. And then it just falls straight back down. In a time warp a bit. It didn't fall that way. Anyway, kaboom. So, on to the Simple Rocket 2 simulation. Okay, so here's my Alpha B replica in Simple Rockets 2. I have the trapezoidal fins. I couldn't get any trusses, and it has a really high thrust weight ratio, so let's just test it out. Wow. So it goes straight up. This would pop off. Can't really control it. Then it slowly pitches over. From it falling back down, maybe? Oh. I'm going to turn off that control. And now we're nosediving. Good. Okay, I'm going to do a little time warp, just so it doesn't take forever. This is taking a while. Gravity seems pretty weak. Should be around 9.8 meters per second, but wow. Okay, so here the rocket would crumple or explode. And here is the Beta C simulation. I have the fins, they're stretched out, shorter nose cone, and I put something in there so it'll fail just like it did in real life. So, and add more fuel so it has a burn time of of 2 seconds. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. Nose cone come off. Oh! It was a bit more violent than what happened in real life. Wow. Would you look at that? Falling straight back down now. Normal speed. Yeah. Explosion's definitely better than Kerbal Space Program. So, guys, I just want to thank you for watching this video if you made it this far, and more rocket videos will be coming. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Bye.